Hi, I'm here to bring you what I consider the five best and worst movies, Bollywood movies of 2014. Okay, let's not get started yet. Preamble. Okay, I used to watch Bollywood movies a whole lot and I dance Bollywood as well. And so, in honesty, I kind of been slipping on my Bollywood movie watching. And so when it's time to dance, I kind of go through songs that are current and popular, and I kind of pick from that, but I hadn't seen the movies. And so I kind of either go through which I watch too many movies or I don't watch any movies at all. And so in the last 3 years, I've probably seen less than 10 movies. I know, sad, sad. And I'm bringing the list. I know, forgive me. Anyway, and so in September, mid-September, late September, I started watching movies again. And so I would watch movies that came out this year. I would watch movies that came in the last, since late 2011. That's when I kind of stopped. And then also I've been watching movies on YouTube. I even watched my Netflix movie this year. I had a Netflix movie. When I checked online, they shipped it to me on July the 9th, 2012. And I just watched it. So I've been watching all these kind of movies, and so I've seen about half of the movies this year. I've been going off of Box Office India, which has like they call it like a year detail. And so they'll separate the movies from super hit, flop, kind of like going its way down. And so I've worked my way all the way down to the flops. I've seen the flops, but I haven't seen the disasters, what they call it. And there's a whole bunch of disasters. So I've seen about half the movies this year, and the only movie I haven't seen yet, which I wish I could have seen for the list, was Happy New Year. But the copy I have, it doesn't have subtitles for the songs, and I don't like to do that. It's a big movie. I want subtitles for the songs, and so I haven't watched it yet. And so we're going to scratch that one. I don't know if it's going to be in my best or worst, or it might just be in the middle. But anyway, I'm going to get started. Okay, let me just say, these are what I consider my best movies and my worst movies that I had to sit through, okay? This is not what critics would say, oh, it's legendary, it's so grand, it's so great, it's so awesome. But yet, I didn't really like it, it wasn't my type of movie. Or, you know, there's a movie that's just really terrible, but you just laugh throughout the whole thing, and so you kind of liked it anyway. It probably won't be your best movie, but it wasn't like the worst, you know what I mean? So this is my list, based on my opinion. Okay, number five. Number five, Bang Bang. I know. Please, please, don't exit now because I said Bang Bang. It has the potential to be so bad, to be so irritating, to be so headache-inducing, but yet it didn't go there for me. Now, in terms of the storyline is about Katrina Kaif, who goes on a blind date and ends up on the ride of her life, okay? Hrithik Roshan plays a jewel thief, more specifically a diamond thief. But he's not the only bad guy in the movie. There's also Javid Jaffrey and also Danny Denzampa. I've never said that name out loud. Oh. The movie looked fantastic. In terms of the storyline, they had a story, but they didn't really stick out the specifics of that storyline. It didn't flow together. It was really choppy. You kind of just had to go for the ride. There's a scene in the movie where they're driving and they're arguing. He's like, are you hungry? And they end up at a Pizza Hut. And you're like, this makes absolutely no sense. They're on the run. Why would they now go to Pizza Hut or something? And they have the cutest, funniest dialogue in the Pizza Hut that I wouldn't take away that scene. It makes no sense. And if the movie was terribly bad, you'd be so annoyed at this point. And there's even more annoyances to come, but you're enjoying the movie. Or really, I enjoyed the movie. Katrina Kaif is actually even funny in the movie. The last time I saw Katrina Kaif attempt to be funny was the Dana Dan, and she acted horribly in it. And her acting is actually really good in this movie. Even at the end, they give her something called a truth syrup, and he's fighting and he's doing all this stuff, and she's talking, rambling on and stuff. And you're like, this is stupid. But it was actually funny, it was actually cute, and I actually enjoyed it. I give this movie a 4 out of 5. The reason that my top 5 movies are not 5 out of 5 are because I don't have 5 movies that are 5 out of 5. Only 3. And so 2 of these movies, I personally rated 4 out of 5. Number 4, Highway. I loved Highway. Highway was so different, so unique. Highway is about Aaliyah Bhatt, who is kidnapped by a group of men, one it being Randy Puda. And so she's on the run with him, and he's trying to sell her as ransom back to her parents. And things evolve and happen. I had recently saw Aaliyah Bhatt in Student of the Year, Dule Hum Guy, fill in the blank. You know the movie I'm talking about. And so I was wondering if she was ever going to do something kind of different, kind of more serious. And this movie is serious, but not like serious and stuff. It's just different. It's just real interesting. And the thing I liked about this movie is that it made me think after watching it. I was like, why did they do that? Why did she do that? What are the motives? What made him come to this? And to me, in the movie, there are a lot of unanswered questions, which could be an annoyance for a movie as to like motivations. Why did she do that? That makes no sense. Why would, you know what I mean? And yet, the movie is slow moving, yet it's poignant, and it catches my attention. I watched the entire movie, and I enjoyed it. And can I just say, I just love Randeep Huda. I think he's so gorgeous. I think he's like, he and Emran Hashmi would get the same roles, except Emran Hashmi has the ability to look a little younger, so he can get a younger boy, whereas Randeep Huda looks like a man. Oh yes. And so I'm so excited for the more fame that Randeep Huda which has gotten over the last couple of years. His you can tell he's becoming now like the main star rather than a supporting cast member. And I mean, he's a lot more handsome than Emran Hashmi, and I love Emran Hashmi as well, so I'm not hating on him. I like him too. But Randeep Huda is just pretty, and when he like means it, he like really means it. And you look in his eyes, it's like, oh my goodness. And there's a part in the movie where he smiles, and I replay it, and I pause it, and I just stare. Sorry. I'm sorry. It's beautiful. And this connection, Aaliyah Bhatt and Randeep Huda, who looks older, and she to me always looks 12, but she always gets these bossy roles. They look good together, and they seem good together. It seemed like, of course they're different, but yet you kind of wanted it to work anyway. So I really liked Highway. I think if they had more backup characters we know more, I think I might have liked it more. But then maybe if we knew more, it would take away the mystery. And then I wouldn't be like filling in the gaps and all that stuff. But good movie. Laughed, cried, enjoyed it. Now we're getting into my top five-star movies. Number 3, Mary Kom. Mary Kom is about a woman on her way to fame as a boxer. So, I really like Mary Kom. And to tell you how much I like Mary Kom, I'm not a person for sports movies. I don't really care for that kind of action as well. And so if I'm not really enjoying a movie, I'll kind of fast forward. I'll watch it, but I'll fast forward like the sports games, like if it's a race, like still in the year, I kind of fast forward a bit. If it's like a field hockey, like Check the India, I might put it in fast forward. That's what I do. Okay, and Mary Kom, I watched the entire movie. I really enjoyed the movie, and I thought Priyanka Chopra did a great job. Sometimes I feel like I hate on Priyanka Chopra. She's good, but yeah, I never go like she's great. She's an amazing actress. Sometimes she's bad, but I always go like, oh, she did a great job. She did a good job, but I never consider her like a great actress. I don't know why. Anyway, she did a great job in this movie. Now, there's a scene in the movie which had confused me while watching it, in which she feels that they have mistreated her and made an unfair call, the judges. And she tells them, I'm Indian too. And I was like, well, they know you're Indian. And I'm thinking it's because of the place where she was born. I can't remember the city which they said. But then when they showed the real picture of Mary Kom at the end, where she kind of looks like, not Indian Asian, but another kind of Asian, I was like, oh, I get that. I get why, if like someone who looked closer to Mary Kom said that, I was like, oh, I get that. I'm Indian, I get that now. Like a Katrina Kaif said that, I would get that. But Priyanka Chopra, you're already Indian. But anyway, the movie was really good. I enjoyed all the action. I enjoyed the romance. I enjoyed the drama. And the movie had me in suspense. Like, at the end, it's very dramatic. Two things are happening. And I seriously don't know what's going to happen. You always feel like, oh, they're going to win at the end. You know what I mean? But something else is happening. So I'm not sure if she's going to, one thing is going to be successful and the other one's going to fail, or vice versa, or both are going to be successful, or both are going to fail. I don't know. It's based on a true story, so it's not like a Bollywood ending in which, everything's going to end happily and roses and butterflies. So I don't know. And I was seriously in my chair wondering, oh my goodness, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? And I enjoyed the movie. I've said that too many times. Number two is The Queen, starring Kangana Rana and Rajkumar Rao, though he really wasn't in the movie that much. Kangana stars as a woman who's on her way to get married, but she is rejected at late notice by Rajkumar Rao, and she decides anyway to take her honeymoon. Now, it almost sounds like a Lifetime Hallmark movie, Honeymoon for One. I think that's a real movie. But it doesn't take like that Bollywood effect. It is kind of Bollywood, but it's different. Now, when I heard the name The Queen, you already think of that British movie, you think of something serious. And the only thing I've ever seen of the Queen was London to Makada. And seeing her, she looked like she wasn't wearing any makeup or things like that. So I actually thought it was something serious. But no, it has a lot of fun in it. She ends up in, not London, but Paris and then Amsterdam. And she meets people along the way and she evolves as a person. I really like this movie. And it's another movie that made me think while watching it and after it about the things she was doing, whether I agreed with it, whether I disagreed, what I wanted to happen. I really liked it. For example, just saying, like, she was a person who kind of grew up on her parents, and she has morals. And so I'm not sure if I agreed with her decisions. For example, like, there's a point where she was drinking champagne, and he's like, Rushmore's like, we don't drink. But she's like, it's just champagne. I'm like, wait, but I don't drink. I wouldn't even drink champagne. Or even like the friends you hang out with. I know, because like it says, friends will influence you. Now, she was not this horrible person. She wasn't drinking through the day like the boys and stuff. But I'm like, should she even be hanging out with these kind of people? Should she be hanging out with these boys? You may think about the way I would judge people. Or even the part where she's like in this club, like a dancing club. Is it a strip club? I couldn't tell. But it's attached to a brothel. And I'm like, even though she wasn't doing that kind of stuff and she was doing her own moves, it's like, you shouldn't even be in a place like that. Like, I'm not sure if I liked the way she was evolving, but yeah, I liked it. I like that she was bright in mind, but it doesn't mean she accepted everything. Anyway, I'm already thinking about the movie again. I just really liked it. I really did. It made me cry. It made me laugh. It made me have strong emotions. Even at the end, I didn't know whether I wanted her to go back to Rajkumar or not. That's another person I like. Just, I don't know. I was like, ooh, Rajkumar Rao, I like him. But I didn't know whether I agreed or disagreed with her decision at the end. I wanted the Queen too. I wanted her like to accept him and then to figure out whether she could work with him, and then she rejects him and then it turns into the king. I really liked it. 5 out of 5. Number one, my favorite movie of 2014 was Two States. Loved it. That's the first thing I could say. Aaliyah Bhatt was so good in it to me. And even another person who I've just gotten a crush on, Arjun Kapoor. Every time I see him, I don't recognize him. But it's like I like him. It's like, oh, he's doing a real good job. Let me wiki him, find out who he is. Find out Arjun Kapoor. It's like, what? Is it the same dude? I can't believe it. Even in, I finally recognized him in Finding Fanny. I just recently saw that. Well, I was calling him Siddharth Malhotra. So, but I remember seeing him in Shakazade, and I loved the Shakazade, and I thought he did a fantastic job in it, and I didn't even connect the two that it was him until I wikied it. And then this is, to me, the best he ever looked. I like the dorky, desperate, cute kind of look. I shouldn't say desperate, but he was just adorable in the movie. The acting was superb, and for some reason, I can't figure out if I liked Aaliyah Bhatt at this moment. Is she a good actress? Is she not? Student was not that good. I thought it was going to be a better movie. It had potential, and then it let me down in the second half, and she really didn't have that much to do in anyway. And then it's like I can never buy into Aaliyah Bat, I'm sorry, she looks 14 and she's bossing people around like she's 22. It doesn't connect to me, even though she's kind of doing a good job. This movie, it connected. It's like I felt her presence and I felt her character and I thought she was doing a great job and I liked the connection of these two. And this movie, Bollywood, is surely getting into some adult stuff and it had its adult moments and some adult dialogue, and I thought they were both doing a good job and they had some really good chemistry in this movie. That's another movie that had some good chemistry in it. And so my eyes just went like I was in a movie or something. Sorry. The dialogue was good. I enjoyed the storyline. There was a part at the end where, I don't even know, spoiler, they break up, which you assume anyway. In every movie, they get together and there's always something, whether something stupid or something really serious, in which they have to break up and they get back together. And I didn't know if the reason was good enough, but I still felt for them and I still enjoyed the movie. Another movie on which I watched the entire way through. I didn't really enjoy the songs outside of the movie, even that it's getting down, da, da, da. I don't really like that song, but I enjoyed every song in the movie while watching it. These aren't songs in which I would watch out of movie. I kind of liked but even so, I didn't really listen to it that much. But I enjoyed every song in the movie. After the movie ended, I went back and rewatched not the same day. I went back and rewatched all my favorite scenes and I rewatched all the songs. And I truly enjoyed it. So that was my number one movie. Top 5. Now let's get to the bad stuff.